What up? What up? What up? Welcome
Yo,
back. Good to be back. Welcome to the Opps SportsCast. Glad to have you here. Make sure you like and subscribe on the way in. We got a fun show lined up for you today. We're going to be talking all things NFL. As a lot happened in the NFL this weekend. Your boy PZ was at one of the games. We'll get into that a little bit as well. We're going to be talking a little bit of baseball as we got a fun pick'em segment that we're excited to introduce. And head coach firings. Nico Harris was let go by the Dallas Mavericks, as well as Brian Dable. We'll be talking that. And Cam Newton uh, making sensational remarks regarding the MLB and the WNBA, and we're going to be diving into that. Should be interesting. And so, your comments, we always respond to them live. Make sure that you shout us out, join the conversation. Should be a good time. But let me introduce the starting lineup for today's episode. Obviously, it's your boy Chris Peasy, but to my left
Josh from Eastside.
and below,
It's your boy Big Zeke.
and last but not least,
what's up,
my man
everybody? It's
Dave.
David.
There we go.
Dave in the
All
Let my
right.
cut.
man introduce himself. Dang.
It was a long pause. I thought he was not paying attention there for a second.
Everybody else, my man Dave. Come on,
Yeah.
man.
All right.
This dude always
All right.
shortchanging, man, whether it's the intro or a take, not just skipping me on a take completely, man. Come on, Chris.
Bro. Bro, you were having a brain fart there. You were staring at the screen for a minute. They
He was
call that
trying to
a
unmute
pregnant
himself,
pause.
probably.
Oh,
Huh?
was that what's happening? You was trying to unmute
Oh,
yourself?
Nah, man. I was looking at it happen today.
Oh, okay.
oh.
Yeah, because you looked like you were daydreaming. All right. But last but not least, Dave in the cut jumps, right? All right, so here we go. Um first topic of our week together. We're gonna be talking week 10 NFL. Um but before that, I was actually at one of the games. Went down to DC. My company actually took me out to see the Commanders and the Titans play, or excuse me, the Commanders and the Lions play. And the Lions was, man, they destroyed the Commanders. It was embarrassing. Gibbs was putting on a show. A lot of things happened in that game. He had a NFL player punching another NFL player. And It took me forever to get into the stadium. These are the stories that you don't hear. It took me forever to get to the stadium because when we get to the finally like get to the front of the line, all of a sudden, there were people yelling and screaming because the game had already started. It was like going into the first quarter, and they were just there like, "Let us in, let us in. Why is this line moving so slow?" And then finally, the people who were doing the security was there like, "Don't blame us. It's not us doing the security this time. Got the Secret Service here." And Secret Service was doing all the security. And so they were telling everybody, yo, you got to get rid of your vapes, you got to get rid of your lighters, and people were upset. And then all of a sudden you look up, Air Force One is looking like it's going to crash into the stadium. It was flying so close. And so, like, when people got in, like, right from the rip, people were, cussing out Trump as soon as they walked in. It's like, finally, bleep, 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 bleep. And he's just there, like, oh man, this is going to be something else. And then when they finally show him on the big screen, oh, he got roundly booed. It was in the news in multiple in multiple segments. Probably not surprising. I mean, you're talking about DC here, but my man got showered with booze. Um, so
Fan favorite.
yeah, other than that, it was a good time. I gotta say, like out of all the stadiums, DC's getting a new stadium, right?
Yep.
Okay, and I know the Bills are getting a new stadium too.
hmm
Um, And so at this point, I've been to the Bills, the Commanders, the Colts, and the Carolina Panther stadiums. And I got to say, like that Commander stadium was not. It was not very nice. It was not very nice. But I got to say, the Bills stadium I don't think was very nice either. That was easily the two worst ones. Carolina actually had a really nice stadium. I think the Colts had the best. That's why they have the Super Bowls there. But and that's not just me being biased. It objectively looked a lot better. But anyways, let's go ahead and jump into week 10 um, and the things that happened. Travis Hunter is out for the season after having season-ending surgery. Um, Man, I mean, how disappointed are we, fellas? I mean, they traded a couple draft picks to get the kid. Supposed to be on offense and defense. He barely did anything. I think he only had like three pass defenses all season. And I mean, he wasn't catching a whole lot of balls. I think he caught less than 30 receptions. What do we think of Travis Hunter's first season?
Who's going first?
You spoke
Sounds like
first.
it's
You go
you,
first.
David, the cut.
I mean, I couldn't care less. I'm just really focused on the Colts, man. I will say this, for the number one overall pick, Heisman Trophy winner, for the little bit that they played him, I thought it was. I don't know if they were trying to protect him. Obviously, they didn't do a good job of it, whatever it was. But I've never seen a first round pick be so underutilized in my life. Now, I'm sure it's probably happened before, but there's some recency bias with my statement. You know what I'm saying? But as talented as that kid is, man, there's no way he should have been not getting more reps on both sides of the ball. But again, I just chalk it up to just dumb front offices, man. You got all of these people in these front offices. Everybody's glorifying these guys. You know, you look. I know I'm jumping ahead a little bit, but you take a person like um, you take a person like Brian Dayball, who was the offensive coordinator, did good things with Buffalo. All of a sudden, people think, oh, because he's a great OC, he's going to make a phenomenal head coach. Wrong. We've seen many times the Matt Patricia. Matt Patricia was doing numbers up in New England. They put him in a head coaching job. What does he do? Nothing. What was the other kid? He was a defensive coordinator, if I'm not mistaken. The offensive coordinator, the cat that was also in New England, he went out to Denver. Um, can't remember his name.
Josh,
Yeah,
Josh, the dude that McDaniels, Josh McDaniels.
there was an article that came out and said, quote unquote, it said a rabid Wolverine would do less damage to the Broncos locker room than Josh McDaniels would. So that just goes to show you right there, like these cats, they come in and run these organizations. They have all this talent and they have no idea what they're doing. So I kind of went around the world to say that the front office of the Jaguars, they don't know what they're doing, man. I think they've been listening. They went to the Nico Harris School of Managing a Team.
What do you think that says? I guess we could segue a little bit because no one has some really uh, big opinions that they wanted to express. What do you think that says about the job that Deion Sanders did in Colorado that he could make such a little impact, um, and yet they had the success that they did? What is that, at multiple levels? What does that say about Shador Sanders also just sitting there in purgatory?
I don't understand what the Browns are doing just in general. I mean, they just seem to be a dumpster fire of a team every year. It's like I don't know if like from the GM to the ownership, I don't know if they know what they're truly doing. Um, it just it doesn't make any sense as to why Shadur still has yet to be a starter. I work with two Browns fans, and they're like, at this point, we'll take Shadur and take our chances and our risk. We've already lost the season basically. Like, let's see what the dude could do. And then that way we kind of know what we need next year. And a lot of people are just like they're doing exactly what they do every year. They're diving so that they can go for some sort of first round pick, a high pick, and then turn around just to make poor decisions in the offseason and fail. And so I to go back to your question, what does that say um, for Sanders and his work on the collegiate level and preparing these guys? I, I don't know. I'm not sure if it is a blackball type situation. Um, but Zeke seems to agree. I guess you could easily come to that conclusion if you just look at how some of these guys are being utilized on the professional level. And it's just kind of it's sad because both Travis Hunter, both Shadur, they seem like young, amazing talent, and maybe they're not given the opportunity that they should be given because of some um, personal feelings against Sanders.
Well, Zeke, you were nodding your head. Do you think there's something personal in the background going on in that?
Absolutely. I mean, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense that you could have two players who were like top level at their position, and they go to teams who don't have a lot in the way of roadblocks on the depth chart. And you got Travis, who proved that he could handle their workload. I mean, Dion used them over 80% of the time. I think over 85% of the time on offense and defense in college. He proved that he could do it, but for some reason Jacksonville wasn't willing to. I mean, that was the whole draw for him. Like you got him with the number 2 overall pick, and everybody thought it was a steal because you were getting a top level wide receiver, and some people were saying like a future Pro Bowl cornerback. They refused to use him for some reason. And then with Shador, I mean, they say he needed to be humbled or whatever, but his bravado wasn't any more than say a Jimmy Clausen or a Johnny Manziel from back in the day. They got every chance they could to succeed until they fell flat on their face and played their way out of the league. They're not even giving the Shador a chance to do that. So I think it's definitely a way to kind of try to humble. I don't know if they're mad at Dion for using the NFL as leverage to get a top contract in Colorado. I don't know what the deal is, but it seems like anything that has to do with Dion and his top stars. I mean, you got Shador. Shiloh kind of did it to himself. I mean,
Yeah, that's crazy.
that's a situation where you don't want to give anybody any ammunition, and he pretty much handed them the gun loaded and said, "Here." Um, he gave them a reason to get him out of the league, but with Shador and Travis, I mean, basically you're talking about those are Dion's basically 3 sons. He loved Travis like his own son, so you take those three, and everybody's talking about them and the impact they can make on the league at least with Shador and Travis, and they're like, yeah, well, we got something against Dion, so we're gonna shut this down. As it would have, I'm not saying that's exactly what's going on, but it wouldn't be too far fetched for me to believe that that could be going on.
So here's my take on this situation with the Browns is that listen, you just lost to the Jets.
Mm-hmm.
No disrespect, but that was a demoralized franchise. They just lost Sauce Gardner. You know what I mean? They lost um,
Quentin
uh,
Williams,
Quentin Williams to the Cowboys, right? And so they lost the heart of that defensive line, the heart of the secondary. Um, and they got to be thinking like management is essentially punting on this season, right? And then you don't show up. Your special teams doesn't show up. Your defense doesn't show up. Your offense doesn't show up. Not enough to control the ball game or get you back into that game. And at this point, we're at week essentially 6 with Dylan Gabriel. There was, I mean, technically it's a little bit more than that because he started playing in week 2 and we're already in week 10. But one of those was a bye, and one of those he only played half of the game. He's sitting right at a 5-2 touchdown to interception ratio, which is respectable, but you're talking about 5 touchdowns now in what, about 7 games? That's not good. He hasn't shown the propensity to like keep drives going. And here's the part where I wholeheartedly agree with Josh saying like it doesn't really seem like they know what they're doing because it seemed like they had a plan. They went and they got accumulated draft picks. If you guys don't understand what's happening, they have two first round picks in next year's draft. They got their own and they got the Jacksonville Jaguars pick. Now,
And
Jaguars, they haven't been very impressive. It might be a middle of the road pick. Their record, not very good. Could be a very early pick, right? And so there's a very good chance you could either bundle those to get a first or second pick in the draft that you could potentially draft your next franchise quarterback if these guys aren't it, and you're not going to see what you got with Shadur Sanders,
yeah,
right? Now, I understand that you want to see what you got with Dylan Gabriel, and it's not fair to Dylan Gabriel that as a rookie, he only is going to get 5, 6, 7 looks. A rookie should have a little bit more looks than that. I understand that. But at this point, you got to see him in professional football, right? You got to see him in live action. Like, you don't have much time to pivot once the season is over, and your season will be over when the final game is played on week 17 or however many games they play now, right? Um, once that week is over, you're done, and you're not going to have any more chance to evaluate the players in your room and to see them perform in live competition. What are you doing? Like not starting Shadur Sanders just from a friend? Like I understand the whole black belt thing. Don't draft them if that's the case. But what are you doing? Like now that you have them on your squad, don't you owe it to your team, to your fans, to your franchise to see if this is the direction that you want to go? Or maybe you can use that two first round picks next year to get an offensive line to protect these guys. Maybe that's the move, right? But how do you know which way the wind is blowing if you for some reason are refusing to even entertain the thought, like if it's some kind of slight? I don't get that. But
yeah.
that's my take on the Browns. It doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to me, but um, let's go to some lighter good news. Let's talk about the 8-2 teams that emerged out of this week, which are not just the New England Patriots, surprisingly, right? I mean, who had that on their bingo card to start the year? The 8-2 New England Patriots. You got the 8-2 Denver Broncos, and then you have the 8-2 Indianapolis Colts. Fellas, 8-2 is impressive no matter how you slice it. Say what you want about the teams that you played. You played your schedule, you won your schedule. Which one of those teams stand out to you? Are any of them potential or do you think any of those three teams are for real, or like what they say, are they pretenders, or are they legit? I'll start with you, Dave.
You muted, Dave.
You muted, my guy.
My bad, fellas. I was over here clicking the mouse, getting some data. So I know y'all say I hammer on the keyboard and stuff like that. So
Oh, you're good.
so Chris, this might sting a little bit, man. I know
Oh no.
we're 8-2, bro, but I don't know, man. I don't know. It feels the story feels good. It feels right, but the boys up in New England, man, they brought one of their own back to the fold to coach that team, and he got them boys believing, man. And I don't know if our coach is going to outcoach Mike Vrabel. I just don't see it. I want to believe we got JT. JT he's going bananas. That Pittsburgh game bothered me a little bit, man, because that was a game we should have had, man. I think we came in there feeling ourselves a little bit, and with a Vrabel coach team, them boys are not. That's not their style. That's not their mo. Um, they're the type of team that they play to the attitude of their coach. And I just don't know if our boys are going to do that, man. I really don't. It's, um, having the owner on the sideline has been a pretty cool story and, all that stuff. But Being a realist, man, and you know me, like I'm a Yankee fan from the cradle, bro, and there was no way I was picking my own team to go to the World Series this year because I'm a realist. You know what I'm saying? It's like I know what the puppeteer looks like. You know what I'm saying? I know who's pulling the strings, and I don't feel like anybody right now out of those three teams. I just feel like Buffalo fans ain't gonna want to hear it, but I don't feel like anybody is gonna interrupt what the Patriots have going on right now. That's just me. Just how I feel. By the way, can you guys
Z.
hear me okay? Because my mic was a little low last week.
You're good.
No,
Perfect.
yeah, you
You
good,
good?
bro.
All right.
Z. Any of those 8-2 teams, are they pretenders or are they legit?
I kind of side with Dave on this one. I like what Vrabel's got going on in New England. Um, is there's something to be said about like I mean he proved that he was a decent coach in Tennessee. I mean I was surprised that didn't work out a lot better than it did. There's something about bringing back somebody from the glory years. He was on those teams with Belichick, and he learned from him how to be a decent coach, and he went and proved that he could do it. And one of the few of the quote unquote Belichick tree that actually had a tiny bit of success, and he came back and brought that to New England. I think Kraft is going to give him the reins to be able to rebuild that type of winning culture. I don't think this is a fluke. They got the personnel to get it done up there, and I think this is just the building blocks of. I mean, I'm not gonna say they're gonna dominate like Brady and them boys did, but it's not gonna be Buffalo's division by default anymore. They're gonna make them earn it every year. Um,
Josh.
I
Oh,
okay.
my bad. I
Go
thought
ahead,
you were
Josh.
done.
Close it
Go
out,
ahead,
Big Z.
Josh. Nah,
No,
you
Yeah,
go
good.
ahead.
finish
Go
your
ahead.
thought. Finish your thought.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm good.
All right. I like what both Dave Jones and Zeke are saying. I tend to lean and agree with what they're saying, but you know me, I'm more of a stats kind of guy. I prefer to talk the reality. And when you're talking about teams that are going to thrive and show up when it truly matters, which is playoff time, um, I'm not sure that either any of these teams really are slated for success. And I say it because of this reason. Um, if you look at the Colts' schedule up until now, they beat Miami, beat Denver, beat Tennessee, lost to LA Rams, beat the Vegas Raiders, beat the Arizona Cardinals, beat LA Chargers, beat Tennessee, lost to Pittsburgh, and beat Atlanta. And then come over to the Broncos. They beat Tennessee, lost to Indy, lost to the Chargers, beat Cincinnati, or beat Cincinnati, beat the Eagles, beat the Jets, beat the Giants, beat Dallas, beat Houston, beat the Raiders. Then you come over to New England, lost to the Raiders, beat Miami, lost to Pittsburgh, beat Carolina, Buffalo, New Orleans, Tennessee, Cleveland, Atlanta, Tampa Bay, which was a surprise to me, honestly. Um, but I say all that to say this. Honestly, out of all of those three teams, Indy is the most impressive because they beat a couple of individuals. And not only did they beat them, but they beat them by um, exponential numbers. A lot of those teams by exponential numbers. And because JT is having a monster of a year, I mean, the dude's averaging 3 touchdowns a game, it feels like. And so, um, if you're going to ask me who I think is more a viable choice for a playoff run, I probably would go with Indy, and my second would be New England. Because right now, Indy is on a high. They are playing to a level we haven't seen from them since Peyton Manning era. And I just think right now Daniel Jones is comfortable and locked in, and he doesn't feel the pressure of having to ball out because he's got JT behind him running the ball and he's running it efficiently. So Indy, I feel like, has a bit of an edge here if they have a true chance at contending. But honestly, based off the schedule that these all three of those teams have had, I'm not impressed. Yeah, you should be beating Cleveland. You should be beating Carolina. You should be beating Vegas. You should be beating Tennessee, who's struggling. Especially since Vrabel left. You should be beating these teams, and they're not great teams. And so, based off strength of season, where we are right now, it's nice to see, but let's see what happens towards the end of the season where teams start finally getting in full swing and play to their abilities and fight for a playoff spot.
Yeah, no, very well put. Actually, you stole some of my thunder. That's actually where I was going to go. I want to get too down on that loss to the Steelers, Dave. That was the only time I would say all year that the Colts actually lost. Because I mean that game against the Rams, we had that game won like two different ways. And it was just a fluke receiver deciding to drop the ball at the 1 yard line and turn the ball over. And that same receiver, unfortunately, deciding to do a holding penalty when it was unnecessary. JT was taking it to the house. We would have won two different ways that game. That the Steelers game was the only game where we lost, and every single team comes into that matchup trying to stop JT. Steelers were the only team that were able to do it, but that's easier said than done. Everybody's trying to do that, and they also beat the New England Patriots. You know
Yeah,
what I
but
mean? And
let me
so,
say this real quick though. That what bothers me about the Steelers' loss is how we lost. 6 turnovers, man.
yeah,
6.
that was alarming for sure. But things spiraled. Things spiraled that game. But like I love seeing Daniel Jones' composure at the end of that game against the Atlanta Falcons. He made a couple of throws to Tyler Warren that just made me jump out of my seat. Give the credit to Tyler Warren, give the credit to Daniel Jones. The plays were made, and he's got some talent that it doesn't have to all rest on his shoulders. You know what I mean? I mean, there's plenty of games where you're watching some of these teams where these quarterbacks, like for example, when you watch Cam Ward, he's making some of these throws and these guys aren't catching the ball because he's got a bunch of scrubs around him. That's not the case. Daniel Jones, when the ball gets thrown, he's got playmakers out there, man. Downs, Pittman, Tyler Warren. These guys are playmakers, and not to mention Alex Pierce. These guys are very. He's got a very talented squad at all the different positions. Now you add Sauce Gardner to shut down a potential number one receiver on the other end. Um, I think they're going to be a problem, man. I don't think you can overlook them. Highest differential in points, and so I actually think out of that group, especially after watching them play multiple games recently, it felt like the Broncos are the pretenders to me. And they just had a string of some, really fortunate events because they should have lost a number of those games, including that one against your Eagles, Josh. But I think that's kind of like where things stand with that. But with that said, where do you guys stand for like midseason Super Bowl picks? Who do you think is going to come out on either side? I'll start with you, Josh. You still got your Eagles there after that kind of disappointing loss?
Yep, 100%. I'm all the way with them. And again, this isn't because it's my favorite team. I have full confidence, full faith in Jalen Hurts. They just find ways to win games. It doesn't
Oh, I
always.
said loss. They won. I'm sorry.
Yeah, they
We
won. They
just
won.
yeah, they won.
It was.
It
It
felt
was.
like a loss,
Don't get
but
me wrong. It was a boring. It was a defensive game. Honestly, it could have gone one way or the other. After watching it, come that third quarter, I was like, man, it just. I wasn't sure what was going to happen. But regardless of what Zeke thinks, I am not being biased here and saying it's the Eagles because I'm an Eagles fan. I truly have faith. Like right now, if I'm going to put the ball in any guy's hands in any situation, I want it to be Jalen Hurts because he literally plays to the team's strengths, their abilities, and he makes like this year he's been making like zero mistakes. It feels like he's not seeing the field the greatest all the time, but again, people don't realize this offensive coordinator is not it for the Eagles. And I say it, and I've said it before. Jalen Hurts has had 5 offensive coordinators in 6 years. That's not easy. That's not easy. You're learning literally an offense every year of your career, and you have success. That's got to say something for the dude. I don't know why people just overlook him because of his numbers or because the games don't look pretty. The dude is winning, and he's not winning at like a weak rate. He's winning, and so that's where I stand. So yeah, I still have the Eagles as a favorite. Somebody's got to prove me wrong and say that they can take the Eagles down because they haven't done it this year, and I don't see it happening. And then
Well, Josh,
on the
that's
other
great,
side,
brother. I was just asking for your picks, man.
yes, I hear you. But I had to clarify it, obviously, because Zeke thinks that it's just a biased decision. It's
Josh, based on your dissertation just now, I do think there was some bias in there.
You just proved that it was biased, bro.
I don't know how you
Thank you. Thank you.
I don't know how that's a biased take. That was a statistical take, but I have the Eagles, and I could see. I don't know. The AFC is up, and it's up for the grabs right now. I have to see a little bit more to even want to say a pick. I really
You got to say a pick. Give me a team.
All right, if I'm gonna pick a team, I'm gonna go.
Rematch: Kansas City Chiefs, Colts.
I don't know.
Patriots.
I don't know if Kansas City's doing it. Colts.
All right.
Right now, yeah, Colts.
Colts, Eagles.
Yeah.
Zeke.
Chiefs, Seahawks.
Chiefs, Seahawks. Okay.
Ooh.
Dave.
Oh boy. Oh my goodness, man. I don't know, man. I think it's a repeat. I think I'm gonna go Eagles. I think I'm gonna go Eagles Chiefs, and I think Eagles take them down again.
Gosh, so biased, Dave.
You know what? I think the Eagles' offense looks too broken. I think it's the offensive coordinator situation. I don't think that they're going to be able to keep up with the higher powered offenses like my man Lucito said about Seattle's. And I don't think they can keep up with the Detroit Lions offense. And so I'm going to say that this game this Sunday, which is going to be must watch football, Lions versus Eagles. I think the winner of that game is going to be my pick, and I think the winner of that game is going to be the Detroit Lions. I think this is the year the Detroit Lions finally make it to the Super Bowl and represent the NFC. And then on the AFC side, that is much more challenging. But I gotta go with my Colts, man. And that is me being a homer. So
Thank
I'm
you
gonna go
for
with the
admitting
Colts.
it, sir.
Yes, absolutely. If I wasn't a Colts fan, if I had to go objectively, I don't know. It is a really tough. Part of me wants to say maybe this is Lamar Jackson's year because I do think they're going to win that division because the Steelers are trash.
They're 4-5 right now.
Crazy. I feel like the Broncos could surprise some people out of the AFC, but I just feel like Drake May is a little too. I'm sorry, Bo Nix. I feel like Bo Nix is too young.
He's still too green. He's still making some rookie mistakes out there.
Is nobody talking about the Chargers right now?
Yeah, I was thinking about that, man. I was thinking about the Chargers.
Chargers, they got to get their offensive line back together. They could get their offensive line back together. Sky's the limit. But Joe Alt stays getting injured, bro, and he's as important as Nelson is on the Colts. He's that important on the Chargers. They can't run the ball, and Herbert don't have the time to throw the ball when he's injured, and he's been injured. And so if he don't come back, they're not winning the game in the playoffs.
By the way, the Knicks got scraped, man. 124-107.
Were they on the road today?
I don't think so. I think
they were at the Garden. Yeah, because they were 7-0 at the Garden to start the season. It's pretty impressive. Um, okay. So we had a couple firings in not just the NFL, but the first, I think it was the first firing, head coach firing of the season in the NFL, as well as the first head coach firing of the season in the NBA. All happened with, I think, like a day apart, where Brian Daboll, was fired from the New York Giants, and Nico Harris was also fired from the Dallas Mavericks. And if you remember, we talked quite a bit about Nico Harris last season when he decided, most infamously, to trade Luka Doncic to the Los Angeles Lakers. At that time, they were saying like, well, Luka's out of shape, he's not motivated. Luka trimmed down, looks incredible, and is absolutely killing it for the Los Angeles Lakers. And unfortunately, just like everybody predicted, um, Anthony Davis, they were showing like they had a little clip. I don't know if you guys seen this. I almost died laughing. They were showing the players leaving the stadium in their cars, right? And they had like some dudes leaving the stadium in a McLaren. They had some dudes leaving the stadium in like a Benz. Some dude leaving the stadium in some like modest car, like like a Honda or something like that. And then they had Anthony Davis leaving the stadium in his car. It was an ambulance.
Yo,
And
that's
so
man.
that was
That's so
terrible.
predictable, man.
But it was predictable. And like, bro, out of those two firings, and I saw a stat that like in his first year, Brian Dable darn near won Coach of the Year, and then since then he's won like 13 games in like 3 seasons, like 13 and 38 or something like that. In his next 4 seasons or 3 seasons or something like that. Who do you guys think? Which firing was most justified in your opinion? Zeke, I'll start with you.
Well, first of all, the man's name is Nico Harrison, and he was not the
Harrison,
coach. He was the general manager.
GM.
Jason Kidd is the coach, and that dude should have been fired 5 minutes after he traded Luca. So I'm mad it took this long. Definitely
Mm.
the most justified.
Dave.
Nico, without question, the dude's a moron. How do you trade? How do you trade Luca, man? Like, really?
Well, if you're into conspiracies, he traded him for Cooper Flag.
That's just
Hmm?
dumb, man. Here's the thing, man.
Hmm?
I'm not gonna trade something that's proven for something that I have no idea where it's gonna go. And if you want to look at historically, so Luca, European players, period, right? Look at European players and how they've thrived in the NBA. Tell me some Duke players that have thrived in the NBA besides
Hey,
Kyrie.
man. Hey.
Besides Kyrie,
Grant Hill.
Grant Hill and his broke behind ankle. Again,
Wow.
show me some Duke players that have
Elton Brand, Carlos Boozer,
Elton
J.J. Redick.
Brand thrived.
Yes, I
I'm
said
talking
it.
about thrive, bro. Like thrive.
Oh, there you
Oh,
go. It's not.
see,
It's not a show if Chris don't disappear. Yo, I swear, no, this is not
what
on
you
purpose, y'all. It
Brandon?
just happens.
What happened, bro?
It just threw me out. I don't know. I'm just staring at my screen, minding my business. You know what I mean? Chilling.
So Zeke, no disrespect, but I'm talking about thriving. Elton Brand did not thrive, bro. I mean, he was an average player in the NBA. Let's have a conversation. Like,
He was above average. He was above average.
come on, man.
He definitely wasn't Hall of Fame level.
Somebody said, "Hey, man, let's check on Elton Brand. Let's go interview Elton Brand." I mean, come on, man. Even Tim Duncan has resurfaced. Tim Duncan didn't say boo to anybody when he was playing, man.
Man, I don't know. There's some big players. Let's talk about Luol Deng, Shane Battier, Mason Plumley. Plumley's a beast.
All right, Josh.
You're
All right,
not making
Josh.
his point, bro.
All right, Josh.
Oh,
Come
let's
on,
stop
bro.
while he's ahead.
Yo, where's Stephen A. Smith when you need him? Lay
Oh,
off
Plumlee.
the weed.
Out of all of those players, how many of them are in the Hall of Fame?
Probably none of them. Kyrie probably would be one day.
Grant Hill.
Is Grant Hill in the Hall?
Is he in it? Is he not in the Hall of Fame?
Grant Hill is in there. Johnny
Grant
Dawkins.
Hill's a Hall of Famer, bro.
Whoa, chill, bruh.
Yeah, Grant Hill. Why wouldn't
He
he?
he
Johnny
has the talent
Dawkins.
of a Hall of Famer. That man was perpetually injured.
Who?
Like
There's 4 of them.
Grant Hill, man was always injured.
You gonna
Did I
stop
just hear you
slandering
say
Timmy, your
Johnny
husband?
Dawkins?
Bro,
Huh?
if that was baseball, he wouldn't have the cumulative stats to make it.
If that's baseball, he'd be Mike Trout. Mike Trout's gonna be Hall of Famer.
How many players
Nah,
from the
he ain't Mike. He is
21st
never Mike Trout. Do you think there was a
What?
time,
from the 21st century are in the
Z?
Hall of Fame for
You
you?
think there was a time where Grant Hill was objectively the very best player, the GOAT of the game, any season of his career?
He was in
No.
the category. He was in the conversation. Yes. Grant
So
Hill.
hold on a second. Hold on. Let's back
Was
up.
was he ever the best
No,
player any
no,
season of his year
we're
in
not
the
doing
entire
that.
NBA?
We're not
He
doing
was
that.
in the conversation. Yes.
The GOAT himself said that Grant, if anybody was to carry the torch when he left, it would be Grant Hill. I'll give Grant
The
Hill.
GOAT himself.
He said that. They
Bro,
asked him
We're
who.
not talking
He said
LeBron.
in a league with Kobe Bryant, Grant Hill was the best player in any season of his career.
oh, bro, listen, man. They asked Michael Jordan, when you retire, who is going to carry, who out of anybody, who do you think could carry the torch? He said Grant Hill.
And Kobe
Would
took that
any of you
personally.
would any of you take Grant Hill over Kobe any season,
Hindsight
AI
being
any
2020.
season,
No.
You can't do that, man. You can't
T
do it.
Mac any season?
Who
Hindsight, bruh. Hindsight. But when Grant Hill came out of Duke, he was the man.
was?
Do any of you guys even have Grant Hill ranked ahead of Vince Carter? I
Bruh,
don't.
you got Steve Young as the seventh best quarterback, so we don't care.
Bro, but just answer the question. Is Grant Hill
Grant
better
Hill or
than
Vince Carter? Give me Grant
Vince
Hill.
Carter?
A healthy
Man,
Grant Hill?
that's a stay off the weed moment, man.
A healthy
That's a
Grant Hill?
lay off the weed.
You talk about a
Bro,
healthy Grant Hill.
healthy Grant Hill in a healthy Vince Carter, bro. Who you going with?
Grant Hill, he was the more all around player.
What?
Absolutely.
Did you see
Absolutely.
Vince Carter when he was with Toronto, bro? Have
Dude,
you
I
ever
was watching the
watched Vince
same
Carter
basketball
play?
screen as you were. I was watching the same games on TV, yes. But you
But it
sitting there
was,
acting like
but
Grant Hill that works at my job who sits at the screen and answers phone calls. Grant Hill was the man.
and yet he was never better than Vince Carter, never better than T Mac,
Oh
never better
God.
than AI, never better than Kobe. He was never the best player of the league. He wouldn't be. Maybe he could crack the top five. Maybe one of the seasons he was there, as far as the best five players in any season of his career. Maybe there was one year. I can't think of more than that.
You done with your clippable moment? That's what you was going
How
for.
did
You
we
want
get?
something to be clipping.
I'm trying to remember how we started talking about Grant Hill. Is what I'm trying to figure out.
Because
Because
Dave was slandering Duke players.
I went ham on Duke players. That's why.
Oh, you started this. This wasn't even what the conversation was supposed to be about.
It's all good, man. You just gave us another "I'm gonna be right" moment. So that's what I was looking
Bro, but you know what? Here's the thing though, is that Zeke was just clowning on me and Josh for being biased. And Zeke is definitely being biased on Duke right now, bro. At
Bruh,
least I admitted it. At least I admitted it.
you started with Grant Hill's in the Hall of Fame. Grant Hill was dope. Like I don't understand why you acting like it's a shock that he made the Hall of Fame.
I didn't think he played long enough. Like he was injured like halfway. My man is like Joel Embiid when it comes to health, bro. Like great player, not available. Am I wrong on that, or was Grant Hill just like Joel Embiid?
Mm.
Is that a fair comparison?
I'm just gonna let you stew in your silence until y'all move on to the next topic.
That's what Dave is doing. I was wondering why he wasn't commenting.
Y'all keep going, man. This is good.
That's the second time this week you used that against me, Dave. I'm not feeling that.
Okay, so
Bro,
real
this wasn't even the conversation.
so real talk. We were talking Grant Hill or who
Vince Carter.
or Vince Carter. Okay, so would you take T Mac over any of them? Because
I,
Kobe said T Mac was the hardest guard in the
T Mac
NBA.
yeah.
is ridiculously underrated.
Yeah, he's
No, I would
insane.
take
Ridiculous.
T Mac too. I would take T Mac too over Grant Hill. Yep.
And Vince Carter. Don't do
No
that.
question. No
He said
question.
over either one of them.
Both.
Yep.
Oh, would I take T Mac over both of them?
Oh,
Yep.
I would
Ooh,
too.
Stop, Chris. It's not even that
it's a
hard of a choice.
bro. Like you forget T Mac and Vince Carter played on the same team, bro. And T
Inferno
Mac was
says
not the
yes.
star.
T Mac was a rookie, bro. What are we talking?
T
What are
No,
we?
Mac.
I understand that. I understand
What are we
that. But he
doing?
didn't get traded his rookie season, did he? What year
No,
did T Mac
but
leave,
Vince Carter was gone, man.
bro? It's a harder.
And
It's
that,
a
that all
harder
turned
choice.
around when Vince went to Orlando, and that was T Mac's show.
I understand that, and that's why it's a hard. I stopped right. I was there like,
I
man,
don't.
that's tough.
Why is
It's
it
not
that
like
hard?
because
Why
it's
is it that hard for
close.
you?
Do you feel like
Because it's close.
I
What's
guess
not
T
close
Mac
is
or Vince
T Mac.
Carter?
so?
What's not close, Zeke, is T Mac and Grant Hill. What is close is T Mac and Vince Carter.
I don't know if I would agree with that. I think Vince Carter was the walking highlight reel, but T Mac
You caught
was
up
the
in the dunk
more
contest, Pep,
better.
and he dunked on
Yeah,
people, but all around, come on,
he was
man.
the more all around
Bro, you
player.
do understand I was a Knicks fan, and the Knicks played against the Toronto Raptors like a million times a season. I saw Vince Carter play. He was dominant, bro. Absolutely dominant.
And T Mac
Like
wasn't.
I
T
would say
Mac was
T Mac was
young, man.
more.
nobody said T Mac wasn't.
You
Nobody.
making
Why are
you
you
making it
saying that?
way more
That's
close
you
than it
saying
should be,
that,
though. T Mac was
bro.
hands down a better all around player than Vince.
Bro, you're putting
And that's
words in
not to
my
say
mouth.
Vince
I
was a
never
scrub,
said
but
that.
T Mac over Vince, come on, that's easy.
All right, before I have to hit
Okay,
the
is
mute
it
button,
also easy T Mac over Grant?
I never said it wasn't. Dave said, "Would you take T Mac over those two?" And I said yes. And you were like, I wonder. Come on, man.
wait a
Look,
second.
let's pull up the side by side stats on
Oh,
this because he's trying to make it sound like Vince Carter was a scrub. Like
I
Vince
never
Carter was
No,
said
not a
Vince
that's
was
not
a
scrub.
what he's
scrub,
saying,
but I
man.
also said T Mac was incredibly underrated, which you're doing right now. I never
I'm
said Vince was a scrub. You
here.
said Grant Hill was a scrub.
I have the stats. I'm going to screen share it here in just a second.
Let's put a. Can we get a side by side here?
I have the side by side, and it's based off of. I just want to get rid of a couple things here so I can.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot closer, I think, than you would care to admit.
Actually, I don't think it is based on this right here, and I'll show
Okay,
you.
pull it up.
Hey, are you gonna be right?
Let me go right here, guys. Sorry, excuse us while we divert just a second. Um, is it not
Well, first
showing?
of all, I got a question. Why we back at episode 34?
Oh, that
Going back in
no,
time, brother.
that's I picked the wrong thing.
Josh did that.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
me.
okay.
That's all on me right there.
I was nervous. Like, wait, I gotta relive the last month all over again. Oh no.
That's all on me right there. So I'm just gonna pop
I
this
don't
on.
know where Josh found that at. Oh my gosh.
That was down on the bottom, but here, I'm popping this on right here. We're just gonna live with it being over the top, right? So
Yeah,
for
that's
this
fine.
Okay.
Nobody.
neither one of them got championships. NBA seasons. Vince had 22. McGrady had 16. We know McGrady had more injuries.
Yeah.
Playoffs played. Vince had 11. McGrady had 9. All-Star games. Vince 8. McGrady 7. Now look at the
Whoops.
honors and awards. Yeah, we have to stay right here, okay? All NBA first team.
I got you, kid.
Thank you, bro. All NBA first team. Tracy McGrady 2. Vince
Okay.
none. All NBA teams. Tracy McGrady 7. Vince Carter 2. Scoring leader. Tracy McGrady 2. Vince Carter 0. And then rookie of the year. Vince has the 1.
Mm.
So for me,
Is it still
when you-
close, Chris?
when you look at it based on the
Honors and awards, it's not close, but
no,
you look at the top part, it is not
yeah,
close either.
but all of what the top was basically seasons played.
Bro, do you
But
Seasons
know
that's why
what
I
played,
said it was close.
do you know
bro,
what
It's
all
close.
NBA means?
So you
bro,
look at those
Hold on,
numbers and you
hold
say
on a
it's a
second.
blowout.
Hold on
bro.
1 second,
Listen,
Chris.
Chris, just listen to this for a second.
I got you.
Tracy McGrady had 6 less seasons than Vince Carter.
Yeah, but
And
Vince Carter was just hanging on by a thread those last years. His best
understood,
years
but
were
he had
behind them.
6 less seasons.
Well, good for him. So he was able to hang on longer. But that doesn't mean anything.
I don't think that I don't agree with that. You have to look
Bro,
at
he
it
was
based
a
on
he was a bench player at the
the
end. Like he played for like every team. He was like, when you remember Shaq, you don't remember like the Cavaliers or the Phoenix Suns or the Celtics years. You remember the Lakers or the Orlando, maybe even the Heat, but not as much the Heat. But he played for like every squad, and it's like he was hanging on.
right.
Those
And then
weren't legacy Shaq years. You know what I'm saying? Same thing
okay.
with Vince.
But here's the thing. Now if you go back into MVP votes, right? Because we understand how that process works. Tracy McGrady was top 10 in 7 seasons, top 5 in 2 seasons. Literally, the thing says Vince Carter, not as high as T Mac. That's what it says. But they're basically saying, like, overall, if you're looking for the all well rounded player who is going to leave more of an impact, Tracy McGrady was the choice over Vince Carter. It's not taken away from Vince Carter's track record, his playability, his explosiveness, his highlight flashiness. It doesn't take away from any of that. It's just saying Tracy McGrady was more of the well-rounded player, especially when he was healthy, and the league even recognized that by MVP votes.
Yeah, it's not for nothing, but I mean, I was just looking at the side by side, Vince Carter and Grant Hill. If you take out like the last 5 seasons of Vince Carter's career, where he was basically just a bench rider because he just loved the game of basketball and he just wanted to continue playing, all his per game averages would be a lot higher and a lot higher than Grant Hill.
Yeah, we're not doing
Um,
that. We're not
But
doing that
that was what the
because
conversation was about. I conceded that was a very close conversation. What I wasn't conceding was that was a close conversation with Grant Hill. But that's my take, and I stand by that.
Let's
Um,
let him end on a victory so we can move on, yo.
All right, let's get back to these firings real quick. All right. Was anybody
sure.
surprised by Dable being fired?
Surprised it took that long.
Thank you. I would agree
right.
with that statement right there. I'm surprised it took that long, and I'm surprised that he bowed out so graciously. I mean, I guess he didn't really have a choice, but
Yeah, what was he gonna do?
yeah, I mean,
They were speculating that maybe the Philadelphia Eagles should pick up Brian Dable as their offensive coordinator.
I'd take him right now.
Um, the Eagles' offense is broken, bro. Like it's like even when you look at AJ Brown, he's venting his frustrations. They were saying like, "Hey AJ, what should fantasy football players do? For the owners that have you." He was there like, "Yo, drop me." Like
Yeah,
he was just saying that the offense was broken and like it's bad over there, man. It's like he's not getting the ball, and how do you not get your best players the ball? And I think that would open it up for probably Saquon. But it's just broken. They're basically they got a phenomenal coach, and they're the tush push all the way to victory. It's bad there. Maybe that's Dable's next landing spot.
maybe
I know Bills fans probably want us to talk about this. Mike McDaniels, should he be the next one gone?
he should have been gone a long time ago.
Sita said the Buffalo needs a wide receiver one. Bro, they had their chance. I don't understand why they didn't go out and trade for
Hmm.
a wide receiver at the deadline. Like, what are you doing? Like,
They had their
if
chance way before that, bro. They should have drafted what's the kid's name? Rasheed Rice? Or
Rasheed
was
Rice,
no
did
no
they
no he
have a
wasn't
shot to get him?
what was it? Who was the kid that they took? When they took Coleman instead of the other kid. Who was
Worthy?
it?
You talk about Worthy?
Worthy? I'm sorry, Worthy. They
Yeah.
should have taken Worthy. They didn't want to pay him. They didn't want to kick out for the first round pick money. That was just dumb. I like Coleman. His whole story is cute and everything. The whole he gets along with the media and stuff like that. But they needed a weapon, and Worthy is a weapon. They should have. They screwed up when they didn't take Worthy, and now they're paying for it. And
Yeah.
then they didn't make a deal at the deadline, which is like I have no idea why you don't make. I don't care what it is. You make a deal, man. Like, how do you not make a deal?
Worthy's been injury issues this year too, though. So I
I
mean,
mean, it happens, bro. It's the NFL. You know what I'm saying? But it's like you can't tell me that he wasn't key for them last year. They don't even utilize Coleman. And a part of it is he can't get open. Worthy doesn't have that issue when he's
yeah, but he's
playing.
also being used in a spot where he doesn't excel. He's a slot receiver by nature, and he's a tall guy, right? So he's slot
But
receiver or on the edge. So they're
But
not
again, why draft him if you're not? You know what I'm saying? Like they didn't.
because they don't have anybody a receiver. That's the problem. I really at the end.
Again, Josh, you're making my point. They
Yeah,
pick the faster guy. Don't let your number one nemesis get the guy that can beat you at a position that you're going to draft at anyway. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's money, man. Like
what are they looking like for cap space? Like what is their what are they feeling?
I think they're in a better spot since they got rid of Von Miller. I know the Von Miller situation was messing a lot of stuff up,
Yep.
but
So the Buffalo Bills, with their first round pick, drafted cornerback, and then they drafted defensive tackle, and then they
talking about
drafted
last
the edge
year.
rusher.
I'm talking about
Yeah.
last.
And so in the 2025 draft, they went cornerback, they went defensive tackle, they went edge. And does anyone really think that their defense has gotten any better?
No, it's Swiss cheese.
No.
Absolutely Swiss cheese. It looks absolutely terrible. So I mean, maybe they did the right thing in addressing the defense, but I mean, at some point, if you're going to be that terrible on defense, you got to give your guy a weapon. What are you doing holding on to those draft picks when you got teams like, the Green Bay Packers? You got teams like the Colts that are going all in and trading these draft picks to get closer because they felt like they had the talent to get there. You got Josh Allen in those prime years, and you're not going all in. Why? Chiefs look more vulnerable than ever.
So let me ask you
You
this:
got
how come the Colts were able to get a deal with Sauce Gardner, and you can't say it's within the AFC. You know what I'm saying? It's like they traded him to Sauce to Indianapolis. How come Buffalo couldn't make a play on him if they need corner help? If they
Yeah,
need
but bro, even
divisional,
even even if
divisional.
yeah, it's divisional, but even if the Jets don't want to make that trade inside a division, let's say to get a star player like Garrett Wilson, right? Maybe you can't do that inside a division. I don't think that would ever happen. Go to the Saints. The Saints got Rashid Shaheed, right? And they moved him at the deadline. They
Range.
also got Chris Olave. Throw some picks at a rebuilding team like the Saints and get you a bona fide wide receiver. Like, what are you doing? Like you're wasting prime years of Josh Allen. Like the guys can only do so much, and now he's showing chinks in the armor because these guys aren't getting open, and he's trying to force these plays, and he's fumbling, he's throwing interceptions, these balls bouncing over the off hands and into the air. People are catching it. It's crazy, bro. Like they're missing their window. It feels like, and I'm not a Bills fan, but I do feel sorry for the Bills because it feels like the window is slipping away.
Yep. All right, we're at the 1 hour mark. We got to get through that next topic. I don't mean to rush it or anything, but we went on a whole other pivot talking about
Absolutely.
Vince.
Okay, so Josh, this is going to be fun
Yep.
for Zeke and for Dave in the cut, right?
I'm pushing
Of
buttons. I'm here for it.
course, your boy Chris Peasy is doing the host, and my man Josh is going to do the producer role on this sketch.
Yes, sir.
And so we got a pick 'em and throw it up on the screen. The little topic for the audience. Okay, so um, we're gonna do all time third baseman or excuse me, all-time first baseman uh, edition, and we'll probably have this as a running sketch. And so I'm going to have 10 names here in a random order, and the guys have to agree to keep three and to cut 10. So if they keep the first three, then
Cut
they
10.
just cut, or excuse me, cut seven. So if they keep the first three, then all the rest of the seven is cut. And so they got to keep three, cut, and cut the rest. Ready? Let's throw the first name. Let the guys agree or agree to disagree, but they only get one pick. First name up because of the World Series. Of course, we had to go with Vladimir Guerrero. He is the highest uh, paid first baseman in Major League history with a $500 million contract. But he may be like the highest paid all time, but is he one of the greats of all time? And so, Dave, Zeke, you cutting or you keeping?
Ah, boy. He's number 1 out of 10.
I don't like this game.
It's crazy, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
You
We
know,
need a timer.
you should have gave us a safe landing spot. Like,
Pete Alonso.
yeah, you could throw somebody on
Hernandez.
reserve and then swap out the reserve or something.
John Olerud.
Hey, keep him then. 5-time All-Star already. He's got a Gold Glove. You keeping him or you cutting him?
He came up in 2019. 5-time All-Star already. Gold Glove. Took his team to a World Series.
He's got the charisma. I think he has the leadership ability to lead it. I got 3 spots. I'll keep him.
I'm keeping him. And I'm going to tell you why. Because he started off at third base and they transitioned him over to first. And he's been like ridiculous at first base. I'm excited to see what he's going to continue to do. He made some great plays in the World Series, man, to save his team.
All right. Throw the second name up there, Josh. Red Prime Dog McGriff. Won a World Series, 5-time All-Star, 3-time Silver Slugger. Fred McGriff. Keep or cut?
He's out of there. What do you think?
I love him. I mean, he got that World Series in Atlanta. I love him. But we talking all time?
Yeah, the name is cool, but it's not going to get him in. It's not going to get him to the next level.
I'm good.
All right. Throw up number 3. Freddie Freeman. MVP award. Gold Glove. 3-time Silver Slugger. 9-time All-Star. You keeping, you cutting all time.
All time? So the 3 World Series to me is like whatever, because he got 2 of them with the Dodgers. So my mom could have played first base for the Dodgers and got that World Series. I'm just keeping it a buck. You know what I'm saying? So that's out.
I love him, but nah.
Yeah, no.
All time, nah.
Cut. Next one up. Jeff Bagwell. That's a quick cut. He won an MVP award as well.
He did, man, but
that's cool. So
that's nice.
Gold Glove, 4-time All-Star.
He hit bombs. He's cut.
All right, so all we got right now is Vladdy. He's kept out of these 4 we showed.
5.
All right, throw up the next name.
This is number 5.
Keith Hernandez.
He's out of there.
He won an MVP, 5-time All-Star, 11-time Gold Glove.
Next.
You want to hear
Josh, hit the button.
Next.
Boy.
Lou Gehrig.
Keep.
It's a wrap.
Keep. Next.
Yo, Dave, all he saw was Gary's keep.
All right, enough said. Next. You got 1 keep left. Jim Thome. Is it him?
Man, this is tough. Probably
you think you're going to get a better game?
Ever, man.
How many they got left? 4? I think they got 4 left.
After this. 2 more after this.
Two after
2
this.
more.
This is tough, Z.
I know, but I mean, we talking. Jim Tomey is more designated hitter than me, man.
He is.
My man is from Peoria, Illinois.
Yeah, that's
Peoria.
cool. That's cool.
It's Peoria, man.
Peoria.
All right, keeper cut, fellas.
Richard Pryor's from
I'm
Peoria, believe it or
I'm
Really?
leaning toward 600 pounds. I'm leaning towards cut.
not. I
All
believe
right,
it.
so cut. All
Cuddy.
right.
Uh-oh. Do I show number 10 or do I show 9?
No. Go in order. Go in order.
All right, number 9.
Keep,
The machine.
keep.
Yeah, that's a wrap, man. You keep
Come
it.
on, bro.
It's
Oh
not even a
my
question, bro.
God.
I think I know who number 10 is, too.
Nobody's
The
taking
machine. They're keeping.
So
That means you cut everybody who's
that's
left.
a real machine right there, man.
All right. Let's see if you guys did a good job. You kept the machine. Show them the last. I think it's 2 because you still never showed. Uh. Throw up the last one you got. I'll tell you what's the other one that we didn't get to show.
Oh, you know what? I think I did.
Cut Frank Thomas.
Yeah.
Yeah,
For the
The
machine,
big hurt.
yeah,
The
for the
yeah.
big
machine,
hurt.
that's easy, bro.
I love
But
you, Frank.
Man, but
You
he ain't,
kept Vladimir Guerrero.
huh?
Yeah,
Okay.
because
And then the
Vladdy's
other
more of a
one,
first baseman than Frank. Frank is designated hitter to me.
Hold on,
Yeah.
don't say it. I got it right here. Hold on.
I know who it
oh,
is.
you got it?
Yeah.
All right, who do you think is the last one?
Cabrera,
That Nah, he's more of a third baseman slash he was a first baseman right at the end of his career.
third baseman.
He was a third baseman with the
I
Marlins.
know he started. Yeah, boo,
Cut.
cut, expeditiously
I
cut,
knew it. Cut.
The home run champion himself.
bruh.
So the quick
He's
story.
not the home run champion.
Let me tell
So
this
how do you
quick
think you guys did?
story real quick, fellas. So I'll never forget it, bro. 1990, right? Um, we had a phenomenal umpire here that lived in Rochester and named Ken Kaiser. Ken Kaiser was a major league umpire. He was a phenomenal human being.
I
He
actually remember that name. That's crazy.
Yeah, man. You'll see clips of him arguing with some of the greatest managers ever, man. Every summer, Ken Kaiser used to throw these dinners, charity dinners, here and the Diplomat in Rochester, and he would have the venue changed a few times, but he would bring all of these athletes that he met as his time as an umpire: football players, hockey players, baseball players, wrestlers, you name it, soccer players, and they would come for this celebrity dinner, for the celebrity athlete dinner. And my dad took me to him a few times. I got a chance to go the year that Mark McGuire and Don Mattingly were there. And the line is just long as I don't know what. Saturday they did the autograph. They had the autographs and then they had the dinner at nighttime. And then so I went up to by the time I got in the building, McGuire and Mattingly were at the table together. So I got a chance to get a ball signed by both of them. Mattingly, man, this dude's chatting people up, the little kids. Oh, Mr. Mattingly, I love you so much. The kids are talking to Mark McGuire. Oh, Mr. McGuire, you're my favorite. This clown is sitting at the table practicing his autograph on the paper on the table, not talking to people, just taking the kids' balls and signing them. Every time he signed his autograph, he would do Mark McGuire and then he would put 90 in parentheses. And he did that because he broke the rookie home run record. What was it, 89? And he wanted to make sure his memorabilia said 90 so that it didn't reflect or look like his autograph was before he broke the record. So it would lessen the value of whatever he was signing for the people. And he was just an overall. There's a word I would like to say. There's 2 letters, and my name starts with one of the letters, but I'm not gonna say it. But
Don't do it.
just I'm not doing it, bro. I'm not. Father, be with me. I'm not doing it, man. I'm not gonna say it. But this guy, I don't care. I don't care what Mark McGuire did in the home run chase and all of this stuff. I've never met a more self-absorbed jerk of an athlete than Mark McGuire.
Hmm.
He represented everything that day to me that athletes should not be when they're dealing with their fans. And I've never forgotten it. And I still have that ball. And the only reason that I never threw it out is because it's one of the lasting memories that I had of my father taking me to those events. So Mark McGuire, he gets the axe, and it's fitting that you picked him last, so we could just
I think you guys did really good on that segment. So you
Berto
guys
said I was
kept.
a designated hitter.
huh?
I'm just joking. I'm just
Yeah,
joking.
he
No,
said Jake's called him a designated hitter. He got you covered, Doc.
He
He's
covered.
got you covered. DH, man. That's all you guys
He's
say.
the biggest DH, man. Big time.
so so you guys kept the great all-timer Lou Gehrig. You kept the machine Albert Pujols, and you kept Vladimir Guerrero Jr. You ended up cutting Freddie Freeman, Jeff Bagwell, Keith Hernandez, Fred McGriff, Mark McGuire, Jim Thome, and Frank Thomas. How do you guys think you did?
No regrets.
None, zero. Matter of fact, I'm about to get a screenshot of this, man, because I think we did pretty well. Come on, man, Vladdy. Look at the. I mean,
Yeah,
it,
I had a feeling you guys were going to cut Vlad. That's why I put him first to see
You
if you
thought we
would
were
cut
gonna
him
cut Vlad?
because I put him first. I figured you would cut him, thinking you were going to
Nah,
get
bro.
somebody else.
See, I here's the thing. You put him first so we can get stuck with somebody else. You suck, Chris.
right.
But you're dealing with Zeke
You did
and
good.
Dave.
You
That's
did
it.
good.
So you can't. We're not falling for the banana in the tailpipe, my
Nah,
dude.
bro, we breathe this, man. Are you kidding me right now?
You did good. You did good. If there was if we gave you one gimme, would you replace any of those players with any of those others?
No.
No,
That means you did good.
blow.
You done good, boys. You done good.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. It happened today.
Yes.
Let's get it.
Do we have here
Ooh, nice.
in
Yeah.
2019? I got you covered on this one because I sat there and just clicked buttons for that one. That was enjoyable, by the way, guys. You guys know your
Thank you.
baseball. I learn everything every time. In 2019, former Houston Astros pitcher Mike Fires
Yeah.
reveals the team secretly stole signs via camera from visiting teams from 2015 to 2017. Comms between opposing pitchers and catchers were intercepted and relayed to Astros batters.
Yeah. That was huge.
Guess how
That
many
was a big
people?
scandal.
Guess how many people got suspended from the Astros behind that?
Damn.
None.
0. Big
None.
goose. None.
I mean, Carlos Beltran lost a chance to be. Wasn't he like supposed to be the Mets coach?
Yep,
And
he
then
was.
like
Yeah,
all
he
of this
lost.
came out and that fell through. So I mean, uh,
He
what's his
was
name?
punished. Yeah.
AJ Hinch got fired. Alex Cora, he caught some heat, but no suspensions. Players moved on. Uh, they get soundly booed. With George Springer still getting booed whenever he steps foot in Yankee Stadium or whenever he steps foot in LA,
Milwaukee.
because those two teams are the ones who feel like they got slighted the most. The lasting image of that series against the Yankees was Jose Altuve absolutely turning on an Aroldis Chapman fastball, like one of those pitches that you're not gonna hit that hard unless you know it's coming. So
Fact.
it's great. Like then he's running around trying to tell the team don't rip his jersey off. Everybody thinks he had a some kind of communication device. He said he had a incomplete tattoo that he didn't want his wife to see.
Mm.
That was his cover story. That was crazy.
All right.
Yeah,
Crazy
that was
about
crazy.
that. You know what's crazy about that, Zeke? He said that he had an incomplete tattoo on his chest that he didn't want his wife to see, right? And then I think 2 years later, he hit a home run. And when he came across the plate, they were trying to be funny and they like ripped his shirt all open and stuff like that. And guess what?
No tattoo.
He had no tattoo on his chest. That's a true story.
He had it covered up.
I
All
guess.
right, Josh. What's the next one, bro?
All right, in 1920, Judge Kennesaw Mountain Landis is elected as the first baseball commissioner by team owners.
I
Nine.
think somebody picked this just because they wanted to hear Josh say Kennesaw Mountain Landis.
What was it? What did
I
I say
picked
wrong?
I picked it because
No, 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 no. You said it right. It's just
he looks like that actor Kevin. What's his name? Uh,
Costner?
no,
no, no.
no, man, I can't think of his last name, man. I have to look it up.
Only other Kevin I know is either Spacey or Bacon.
It looks
No,
kind of like Andrew Jackson to me, the president.
That's because it's from
You would go
1920.
political.
Yeah.
Kevin Klein. He looks like Kevin Klein a little bit. That's who it is.
Kevin Klein. Okay,
Yeah,
I'll take your
you have
word
to
for
look
it.
him up, bro.
Yeah,
Very,
IMDb.
very interesting. All
You'll
right.
see.
Do we? Uh, should we get into the final clip, or should we call it? Because it is. We did go really long.
Let's run through this weekly roundup real quick so
Do
we
it,
can
man.
close it out. We got 15 minutes to keep to our hour and a half.
Okay.
So let me show down on the bottom. We'll get our weekly roundup running here.
While you doing that, I just want to throw in. I think Miguel Cabrera would have been a viable choice for first base. He played almost 1,200 games at first base and just under 700 at third. So I think it would have been a viable choice for a first baseman. Whenever I know he played third, he played outfielder when he was with the Marlins too. But whenever I think of Miguel Cabrera, he's power hitting first baseman,
He's like he was almost utility. He played third. He played DH, left
outfield.
field. Yeah,
Yeah,
outfield, first base. He played a lot of positions.
and he won a triple
Very,
crown.
yeah, one of the most talented baseball players to ever play, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
Hmm.
Yeah, I thought he was going with the roundup, Josh.
Yeah, sorry. So our weekly roundup, I forgot to update the ticker, so we're gonna show the banner today.
Yay, banner.
All right. Cam Newton's nuclear WNBA MLB take. All right, we got a
Do
clip for
we
this.
we got a clip? All right,
Yep.
get in play.
Here we go.
I think baseball will be surpassed by WNBA
What is that?
in 20 years.
I 100% agree.
I do not approve this message.
I 100% agree.
You don't think that the WNBA will surpass?
Bro, why did they have to put that man in a Reggie White jersey? Like,
Just to spite you, Josh.
he's
Just to spite you, bro.
he's a goofball with both his Jalen Hurts comments and now this.
How horrible of a take could you make
Like,
in a jersey of a legend? Like,
unbelievable.
come on, man. Really?
What's your thoughts on that, Dave?
My thoughts,
You really got to ask him.
Yeah.
bro,
Do
man.
you think it's possible or likely? I should say, because he thinks it's likely.
Man, I'm not even gonna entertain that, bro.
There you go.
You
See?
probably should move on to. You should move on to Josh. You have a better chance of getting an answer out of Josh than me on that, man.
Are we unanimous on this then? What about you, Zeke?
Cunningham, by the way. I messed up.
Yeah, you fired.
I did.
Reggie
White's Cunningham jersey.
I think Cam is speaking from the mindset that you spoke of from a long time ago, Chris, when you said ain't nobody in the hood watching golf. I think I can't believe I'm trying to stick up for him a little bit, but with the increased viewership of the WNBA this year, and I know you put up the numbers about the viewership of the Major League Baseball, but I think he's looking futuristic, like with all these young girls coming up and getting into the NBA and the kids who are seeing Asia Wilson and Sabrina Ionescu and Stewie and all those and yeah, Caitlin, whatever. Um, I don't think it's super far fetched. Do I think it'll happen? No, but I think the numbers will be closer than they have been.
Yeah, I don't see that happening. Yeah, I think it would be an accomplishment if he was to say, I think the WNBA could overtake, like, I don't know, maybe they'd be are they already the highest watched female sport?
Mm.
Is the WNBA the highest watched female sport?
Like in the
I
U.S.?
mean, there's not a whole lot of
Yeah,
female
just
sports being shown on TV. You got the occasional
have they
golf
beat out
tournament. You got, I don't know, the
have they
occasional
beat out
soccer
tennis or
match.
soccer?
That's a
Yeah, I
tough
Tennis
mean,
one.
gets
tennis,
Serena
soccer.
gets eyeballs.
Yeah,
Serena
Serena,
gets
friend of
eyeballs.
Sabrina held a racket.
But the female tennis game gets eyeballs, bro. Like, did they beat out tennis? Did they beat out?
Who's watching tennis other than you?
Bro, so based on participation, highest participation for high school track and field. Sorry, I think I froze there. Highest participation track and field.
Looked like a ventriloquist for a minute there, bro.
What?
Yeah,
What sorcery is this?
My man was like,
Talking
That
out
is
his ear, bro.
why?
I don't know, bro. I will say this: MLB. There's a reason these guys get crazy contracts. Is because they get eyeballs, man. America loves baseball. Like maybe not in your section, but America loves baseball, bro. It's a great sport. And so I
they
don't see
better
that
get their act
happening, bro.
together before the end of next year. I mean, they looking at another work stoppage coming up soon. So that we
So,
all remember what kind of damage that did before. So if they want to keep
well,
that
so is the
trajectory going in the
WNBA.
right direction, they got to get it together.
It shows the WNBA though. I mean, they're both heading towards work stoppage. The
I don't think it
WNBA,
would be good for either sport.
they got their heels dug in on both sports.
Let
It
me ask
sounds
you
like
this.
they
As
want to
far
go to
as the
war.
work stoppage, though, for both leagues, which one do you think is more impactful?
Oh, definitely WNBA. 'Cause
Would
this is
you
the
think?
this
Yeah,
is
I
like
agree
the
with
first
that.
time they've had any like real traction towards being a viable source of entertainment, and they're on the verge of losing it all.
I would
Yeah,
agree
you
with you.
you
They got a
you
lot
you
more to
cancel the
lose than
season, or you got these
the MLB.
players going to different leagues.
Say
That
what?
that there's a lot of their players are entertaining and courting different leagues. And so like if you have work stoppage and these players leave, or your product just disappears from TV sets for a year, like let's say you lose a season, like I mean you're back to square one, bro.
Yeah.
That's who should get fired next. That commissioner. She has done nothing to help the league at all, in my
There
opinion.
was there was a report today, like for the All-Star game for the WNBA, that they would put it for auction, or not auction, but you would have to submit like a request if you wanted the WNBA All-Star game to be in your city, and only one team actually put their name in the hat, and that was Chicago. And they were saying that it was because most teams owners don't want the WNBA All Star game there because there's a high potential that they're going to lose money by having it there because they have to split the cost of putting that event together with the league.
Wow.
And so
Hmm.
that's what you're saying is going to beat out MLB, bro. Like I mean, maybe
I didn't say they would beat
long,
him out.
long time
I
from
said the
now.
numbers would get a lot
I
closer.
don't.
Cam is tweaking, but I could see if they can somehow get past this work stoppage and continue the momentum that they started building. I do see their numbers being a lot closer than they have been in the past.
Yeah. I
So
agree with Zeke. I think that um, now baseball is a lot more influential in this country. However, when it comes to the work stoppage, the WNBA has a lot more to lose than MLB players do. Way more. Play we come. There's a work stoppage in MLB. Fans will come back. If they have a work stoppage in WNBA, they may not come back. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So
Yeah, and that's the difference. And that's
yeah,
the difference because I mean, the whole league could fold because there's other rival leagues that are on the same playing field. Like there is no rival league with on the same playing field with baseball. So, all right, well, what's the next part of that?
Looks like Paul Pierce says LeBron needs to come off the bench.
we got two tweakers in a row, man.
and
Uh,
these are dudes that have played. That's the crazy part. These are dudes that have played the game who will be the first in line to say, "Hey, you never played, so shut up." But then they come on TV with takes like this. It's
Yeah.
crazy, man.
bro. But if you ask Paul Pierce, he's definitely better than Michael Jordan.
Yep.
Like so,
Yeah,
and
So
he
I
did
don't know.
say that, bro. Like whose offensive game would you take? Oh, definitely mine. I could score in more
Oh,
ways.
remember when he said he was better than D Wade, and then Jalen Rose came back from commercial and broke him down stat by stat.
Yo, it
That
was
that was
horrible.
like the best clip from ESPN programming I've ever seen.
Yo, the look
Because
on his
every time Jalen Rose said something, you could just see his soul leave his body,
it was,
bit
man.
by
His
bit.
face was
It
just
was
like he
crazy.
had to take it, man.
Bro, whatever happened to Jalen Rose, man? My man took bodied multiple commentators multiple times. You remember he bodied Skip Bayless? Oh my
Oh
goodness.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
what
they
happened to him.
made him
He
apologize.
crossed the wrong one. When Skip still had some kind of power, he got rid of him.
Yep.
Mm.
But that was I heard who I think I was listening to. I don't know why. I think I was waiting for a game to come on. Kendrick Perkins was on TV talking about how LeBron would have to take a backseat role to Luca and Austin Reeves when he came back. He didn't say he'd have to come off the bench like Paul did, but he was saying
But
he would
that
have
it
to.
just shows a lack of basketball knowledge because like LeBron, say what you want about the GOAT thing, you don't think he's the GOAT. That man has always been a phenomenal team player.
yeah,
And I'm not, you know what I mean? He's always shared the rock. He's not Kobe in that he needs the ball all the time. And, like, I mean, we were all kids. We throw up the rock. Kobe, that was never LeBron. Like, my man always made the right basketball decision. So to even suggest that he needs to come off the bench is crazy. It's like you're saying he can't play well with others when the knock on his career is literally that he always ran to play with others. It's like, bro, like where's this take coming from? Like my man played with all the greats because he kept, recruiting them all. He knows how to play with other great players. Like what are we talking about here?
so was his reasoning because he couldn't play well with others, or because he
His
demanded the
reasoning
ball?
because he's Paul Pierce and he was probably stoned out of his mind.
Yeah, it's like
It
smoking a
was just
cigar.
atrocious take. I know we're going long. All right, let's try to fire away. What's this last one, and then we'll call it.
Well, this is the second to last. Freddie Freeman's legacy as a Brave is over. 680 the fan? I don't know what that means.
That's the
So,
radio
since
station.
they did a fan made us, they did a, they were doing a segment and they said that um, Freddie Freeman's legacy in Atlanta is now torched because of everything he's done in LA, and he's basically saying that he was saying that as if it continues to trend this way in LA, that everything he did there isn't going to matter because he didn't win a chip there, and um,
Yes, he did.
he did. He won a chip there, and but what they're saying because he's got three. He won one in Atlanta, and he won one in
LA.
two in I'm sorry,
The
Los Angeles.
Dodgers.
All right.
But what they're saying is because his star is so much on the rise in LA that whatever he did in Atlanta is going to fade away, and his legacy there is like going to be forgotten because obviously they're going to go into the Hall of Fame as a Dodger and all of this stuff. So I don't
I
know,
mean,
man.
could you say the same thing for LeBron, right? In Cleveland, is his legacy in Cleveland going to die because he's got more championships in Miami and LA?
I mean,
No, I wouldn't equate that. But Zeke, let's because we're low on time. Zeke, let's stay on this. You're a Braves fan. What do you think?
Um, I I think true baseball fans will always see Freddie as a Brave. He grew up as a Brave. He the all those accolades that you saw during the segment that we did with the first baseman, the majority of them were in a Braves uniform. His last at bat as an Atlanta Brave was a home run in the World Series that we won.
yeah,
He was very integral in the success that we had. He was that bridge between the Chipper Braves. He kind of took over that Chipper Jones role as the leader of the Braves. And yeah, recency bias with all the people get eyes on Shohei and all the Japanese players and everything that they got going on in LA. Yeah, Freddie is a part of those Dodgers teams, but he was the heart and soul of those Atlanta Braves teams. So he'll always be a Brave to me. And I think for true baseball fans, whether you're a Braves fan or not. When you see Freddie Freeman, think about his legacy. It's as an Atlanta Brave.
Yeah, and like I told you, Zeke, I think true Met fans as well would agree with you. I do think like nationwide that commentator has a point. I think a lot of people are going to remember him because he had such memorable moments. I mean, those home runs in postseason play were epic, all time memorable. Throughout postseason history, all time memorable. So yeah, I understand where he's coming from, but the real ones know. You know what I mean? Especially as a Mets fan, when that dude like stepped up to the plate, it was torture. I think what hurts him a little bit is that the Braves did so well bouncing back from Freddie, getting Matt Olson, that the longing for him wasn't as intense as other great players leaving their situation.
No, 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 no. People still are upset that Freddie's gone, and even though Matt has been putting up numbers, like he came in and he set the all-time Braves record for home runs by a first or something like he had an I think it was all-time Braves, yeah, most home runs in a season. He came in and set that like his second year, and no matter what he did, he's playing Gold Glove first base, and people still are upset that Freddie's not there.
Yeah,
So people,
but Matt is no
I was
slouch.
one of them. Like even when I saw they traded for Matt Olson, I'm like, bet Freddie could still be DH. And then when he went, not only did he leave, but he went to the Dodgers. It was just like a knife to the heart. So yeah, Freddie was definitely missed. He was definitely longed for it, and still is by a lot of people.
All right, folks. Well, that's all the time that we got for this episode. Um, hey,
Case in point, look at the last comment. My
yeah,
man
still
Jake said
rather have Freddie
he still
than
rather have Freddie than Matt. So he's
yeah,
definitely missed in
Matt.
Braves country.
And that's no disrespect to Olson. Olson is a fantastic player. I think a lot of
He's
teams
just
would
not
love to have
Freddie.
Matt
For
Olson.
the longest, I
He's
called him not Freddie. Like, he wasn't Matt Olson. He was not Freddie.
that's funny. All right. Well, fellas, we went over this week, but we had a lot of fun, had some good exchanges. But yeah, make sure that you check us out next week. We'll be back. Are we gonna do a Wednesday episode the day before Thanksgiving? Because I don't. We might
Why
have
not?
to.
Why not?
Okay.
It's not
It won't
Thanksgiving.
be.
It's gonna be a tough one for me, fellas, just because we have service at North.
Yeah, I was gonna say that might be a little tough,
Yeah.
but we'll
Let me
talk
know how
about
that
that. We'll
goes,
talk about
Josh.
that offline.
Let us
But
know
hey,
how
we
it goes.
appreciate you
Aren't you
guys.
on the worship team for that song, Zeke?
Zoom
Oh
me
boy.
in.
Oh man.
I'll play my bass from the
Play
living room.
remote, bro.
Unbelievable.
Oh well. They don't show them this clip.
Yeah.
Hey guys, thanks for joining us. Make sure you check us out next week, same time, 9 p.m. Opps SportsCast. We'll check you out. We'll see you there. Peace.
See.
Deuces.